We have followed our team so far from relative obscurity all the way to where they are now in the tournament. But obviously the last episode kind of ended with heartbreak, having to pick themselves up off the floor, start again, try to carry on. Is there much more that they can do? Are the third years ever going to get back on the court? All we know is that at least they ended with a hearty meal. Cheer on your victor, see how far they can go, and ultimately, hopefully still enjoy volleyball. After overcoming everything that they have so far, the teams and people that they've come across, and how far they've grown, there had to be an end to the journey somewhere. Just happened to be a lot sooner than we had realised. Actually getting to see normal schoolwork. Some of them seem a little less interested in education right now. It's amusing how all of them who are struggling to pay any sort of attention aren't being reprimanded. But a slow reintroduction to their lives post-tournament. Yeah. They should be pleased with the amount of effort that they put in and how far they were able to go. But it's never easy to accept defeat. Full of questions, what if things had been different? But hopefully this experience right at the beginning will just fuel their fire even further. Get them to strive ever onwards. Also, I wonder if we ever get to see more of the forever on the bench substitutes that we don't even know the name of. That's some fighting talk. I'm glad we're not just kind of immediately dropping all the tournament and everything. We'd actually see a little bit there. He's not hungry anymore. They were... They're not just going to give up now. I wonder if the birds there are signifying anything. Best for who? What, are you saying that to let the others take the lead, take the charge? I mean, thinking what's best for the team, and sometimes disregarding yourself or what you can provide. The captain has held them together more times than I can probably count. The idea of just saying goodbye, leaving your teammates behind. Painful. I like how he was sitting on a cushion. Got to say, comfortable. Couple mistakes that cost a few points that could have been avoided. But under trying to cheat the system, get both. But under high intensity pressure like that, you're going to get away without running into one or two niggles and snags. I don't think it's going to weigh as heavily on them as it did with the ace, Murasahi. I mean, he was only out there for a little bit. But actually, getting more of what it means, the true value of it all. I like his ambition. But he still managed to see it through, continue on, play a bit more. Maybe he can do it. It may be brief, it may be fleeting. But moment to savour the victory. Show everyone just how much effort you've put in. Yeah, as long as they don't lose their drive. So they're going to either strain themselves trying to handle both at the same time, or give up on volleyball. It may not be... If there's a time to think about things logically, and to be fair, this might actually be one of them. We're talking about life further on from school, but are several of them going to turn up anyway? I do like how we're just getting the coach behind the counter at some family store. When we're out on the court in the middle of the game, it's so bright. But life is so much normal outside of the game. How they put up a fight. Through sheer power. Oh. That definitely seems to be like an insurmountable obstacle in their path. If they fell that easily, be it one game or another, the crows were bound to be grounded. Who is it? Who's practicing in their own time? They just can't take it easy even for a second. Sometimes it's not words that are needed. Based on emotions. He's not telling him to stop, which is good, but if they can keep up with their level of study without sacrificing too much. But unlike others who tell them what to do, what to think, no, he's giving them the option, making them think for themselves, leaving it open. It's their own failures if they struggle. Is it the winning, or is it just the playing that he's so upset about? I think we know. I mean, he still has a lot of energy in him. But that pained cry really leads through to just how unsatisfied they are. That's it, just keep running from your problems. Telling the third years that they have to study is one thing. If they're in the same... that's why it's upside down. If they were in the same place, what would they choose? I don't think it's humanly possible not to make small errors. But what's with this semi-inspirational music? There we're... You're causing an issue for the rest of the students. Just when she said not to shout. Oh, that's dumb. It doesn't mean they're not going to turn up. Yup. Has he only just started to think about it? Ask them yourself. Had a little trouble out there? Was Kageyama okay back there? So he was struggling to contain himself. Some. You can kind of say that, I guess. Did he really expect everyone to turn up? I think there's a single kind of sacrificial player. Unsurprisingly. Fairly... They got some scores. Some points in. If not only is it losing, but you lose to a team that lost itself. Just means you need to train even harder. Carry on. I mean, what better time to show off, prove what you can do, make amends to those that you lost to. How's it going to play out next time? Are the same teams going to stay in the same brackets? But it's kind of down times like this. Just a bit of reflection. Proving to yourself what you can do in the future. And no, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Was that a smile? Yeah. Honing in your talents and abilities, getting everyone to have a go. Still with his eyes closed. Imagine the wall just got to jump higher. Out. But from what we've seen, start off in the beginning, by himself, no team to play with. And I said, now coming into these tournaments, getting to where they did. Sure, it was heartbreaking to end off like that, but look back, see how far you've really come. It's so dumb. Some of the interactions between the characters is intensely amusing. You know, after a good night's cry, pulling themselves together, carrying on, getting back into doing practice. That shows some strength. Now, I didn't ever do sports at a, competitive level. Well, apart from boxing, I guess. But I think having a team behind you to actually push you forward and make you think, you're not just practicing for your sake, but for everyone. That would probably be more effective to get everyone actually up and running again. And not only the joy of playing, but staying with your teammates, your friends, even if it's just for one more game. almost like the third years, we have to think about saying goodbye and then realise there's still a chance. And that would be another season of Haikyuu, which, let's be honest, I'm not going to stop right now. I'm far too invested. I want to see more Jumpy Little Orange Boy. And some of the interactions between... Wow, friends would be stretching it. But how far are they willing to go? Coming up against an opponent which they struggled so hard to defeat, coming up short, and then that very opponent, well, losing quite handedly. Not only do they have to improve, they need to improve quite a bit. Fortunately, as they're still a bit green, there's plenty of room to grow. Hopefully you'll be there along for the ride. I am not going to give up anytime soon. And just because I can't do sports doesn't mean I can't point out failings myself. Honestly, with that season over, what am I going to do with myself? How can I carry on? Oh, that's right, probably watch some more anime. I don't have to worry about exams or anything, so I really have no excuses. And so, if you did enjoy Haikyuu, the episode, the season, the very little I actually added to the episodes, consider leaving a like on the video, maybe even a comment down below. Subscribe to make sure not to miss out in the future, and obviously with the end of a season, that might be something more pressing than usual. With that said, hope you take care of yourselves. Rest up well. But there's no backing out now. Put in the effort. I'll see you in the next one. At the end of it all, when goodbyes have to be made, a farewell to your teammates, and moving on to pastures anew, how would we all cope? Luckily, I don't have to think about that, because watching anime on the internet is not exactly a team sport. But I do have to look out for my patrons. Because the likes of Electricant, Noku, Raywin, Kite, Sao, Shiwan, Mats, Gurley, Cardboard, Croyville, Ginterman, Jennifer Rojas, D. Firo, Alvin Garsan, Moahad, Defender of Segs, Dark Shadow 7899, Jeremiah Teamer, and everyone else who've managed to hold me together more than they probably know. So I would be lying if I said I didn't have to rely on them. And I hope we can meet again for one more game.